Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you something that just happened on Bitcoin that counterintuitively might be one of the most bullish things that has happened to our favorite cryptocurrency in quite some time. As you will well know, Bitcoin rallied up to around $8,500 yesterday before having a correction just as we anticipated in yesterday's video. This is not a bad entry position. I want to make this very clear. For the long term, this is not a bad entry position, but understand that this could be the top of a correction or it could be the top of a fall because we haven't really confirmed the bull market yet because we haven't been up here long enough. But in today's video, I'm going to be outlining exactly why Bitcoin is having a correction here and how this actually might be one of the best things that could happen to Bitcoin at this very moment in history. We're going to be doing a significant amount of technical analysis in today's video, but I'm also going to be using this as a teaching bed for technical analysis, corrections, rallies, market sentiment, and much, much more. If you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. We do daily cryptocurrency content, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of it. And guys, one thing I really want to mention here is that this channel is supported by the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy and the first cohort, but it's also supported by NordVPN. NordVPN is the VPN that I use to protect myself on the internet, and if you use our link down below, you're going to get 70% off a 3-year plan and a free month, all for using our link, while also helping to support the channel in a huge way and getting access to a fantastic product. So guys, that link is down below. But anyway, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, we're getting really good at these intros. It took 7 minutes of recording to make that. I hope that looked good. But nevertheless, guys, we have a lot that we need to dive into in today's video. First and foremost is this pullback that we've seen here on Bitcoin over the last couple of days. As you guys will know, Bitcoin rallied up to around $8,500, depending on what chart you're looking at. And over the last 24 hours, we have been in correction, just as we talked about in yesterday's video. I mentioned many times in yesterday's video that although Bitcoin is rallying, and although Bitcoin has just gotten above some very major levels of resistance, we need to be careful because there's a very strong argument to be made that Bitcoin is in need of a correction and a little bit of consolidation. And in fact, that's a very good thing. And that's something we're going to be talking about in today's video. But I want to make sure you guys understand that when Bitcoin has a major rally like it has in the last several days, you want to be careful. You want to make sure you're keeping a close eye on the market because Bitcoin needs to have corrections sometimes. And that's what we've seen here. There's absolutely nothing unhealthy about this. And this is actually the topic of today's video because this correction might be one of the best things that could happen to Bitcoin at this very moment. So not only is this correction okay, this is actually a good thing. Let me show you why. To show you why, let me ask you a question. Why do you think that Bitcoin was in rally for so long in 2016 and 17? Why do you think that Bitcoin was able to sustain a bull market for that long and stay above such critical levels of support such as the 20 weekly exponential moving average for so long, never going below it? Why Bitcoin never retraced over 35 to 40%? Why Bitcoin maintained the rally, kept making all-time highs? Why was Bitcoin able to sustain that market and rally literally 100x, 10,000% over the span of 2 years? How was Bitcoin able to sustain that? Simply put here, guys, Bitcoin consolidated. Bitcoin was locking in those gains all the way up. When Bitcoin rallied, it traded sideways. When Bitcoin rallied, a little bit of a crash and Bitcoin continued trading sideways. Bitcoin would rally, then have a correction, rally, correction, rally, correction, rally. It was only when Bitcoin got carried away up here and then stopped having corrections and stopped locking in those gains that the Bitcoin bull market was over. The same thing happened twice in 2019. Bitcoin was rallying from $3,000 to $14,000, and we didn't really give a whole lot of room to consolidate around here, and so Bitcoin fell for 6 months to make up for all of that missed consolidation. Same thing happened back here in October, guys. Bitcoin rallied 45% without stopping for gas and then started rolling back down the hill because it didn't have any fuel left. Take note, it is very important for Bitcoin to stop and rest and satiate the bears during an uptrend. Let them get their gains. Let them put their sell orders in. Let Bitcoin cool off during an uptrend or the uptrend's not going to last. That has been proven historically time and time and time again, which is why this pullback that we're seeing is such a good thing. And what we're seeing now, guys, is exactly that. This is really cool. Let me show you something. People that say technical analysis doesn't work, check this out. Boom. Look at how well these lines line up. We have a top up here, a top up there, and that's exactly where we stopped out, was exactly on that trend line. That is so beautiful to me, guys. This is so satisfying when I see Bitcoin do something like this. We saw Bitcoin rally, and the exact place that it stopped was on this downtrend that we've been talking about for 3 weeks now. Technical analysis not only works, it's a very, very powerful tool for predicting and trading and working in these markets. But guys, since Bitcoin topped out, we've seen something a little concerning, but I don't think it's that big of a deal just yet. We've seen a spinning top. As you can see, this candlestick right here in the middle, we have a very long upper shadow and a very long lower shadow and a little body right here. It looks like a dreidel. They're called spinning tops because they look like spinning tops, and what they signify is indecision in the market. It was looking like it was going to turn into a shooting star, but it didn't. It turned into a spinning top. Indecision in the market means that Bitcoin could either go up or Bitcoin could go down. Right now, Bitcoin is going down, which is actually what I want to happen because I want Bitcoin to lock in these gains. But this is not a bad thing, guys. Don't let anyone tell you that this spinning top is a bad thing because we were going to have a correction anyway. Anyway, guys, also Bitcoin is rejected off of some major levels of resistance as well. Bitcoin has rejected off of the 20 weekly EMA, and we've also rejected off the 20 weekly simple moving average, which is this line right here. Bitcoin is getting resistance, guys, but that's not a bad thing. Look, Bitcoin is going to have to test resistance if it ever wants to go into a bull market again. That's just the way this works. Bitcoin was testing resistance right up here, and we failed. Bitcoin's testing resistance right up here, but the difference here is that Bitcoin has not exhausted itself just yet the way that we had back in October. There's still a lot of fuel in the tank, in my opinion, because if there wasn't, Bitcoin would have fallen to like $6,500 by now, wouldn't it? This correction is perfectly healthy for Bitcoin so long as Bitcoin continues kind of forming this cup pattern here and starts rallying to the upside again. Look, Bitcoin could go down all the way to $7,400 for all I care. We could come all the way down here to this level, and I'd be perfectly fine at 7.3. There's still a gap somewhere in here, I think it's right here, that Bitcoin should fill. So I would be perfectly happy to see, and honestly kind of expecting for Bitcoin to pull back to $7,400 to $7,500. There's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, Bitcoin has still set a higher high, as you can see right here, and we've still set a higher low. Bitcoin is technically in an uptrend. I just want to see Bitcoin lock in those gains and do not make a low below $6,800. That's really all I care about. Other than that, Bitcoin's looking great. As we've talked about in previous videos, guys, all the oscillators looking amazing. MACD is pretty bullish on the daily chart. RSI, because of this correction, is getting some time to cool off, which is really important. Overextended RSI is one of the banes of a rally. Weekly chart MACD still looks like it's converging back on itself. The candlestick out here on the weekly chart and the monthly chart, even after this correction, is still looking great. We still have a bullish engulfing candlestick right here. There's absolutely nothing to be worried about on this chart right now, guys. Every sign is pointing towards Bitcoin moving into an uptrend and staying in the uptrend so long as people keep investing in the market and people keep attacking the market with bullish buying pressure. I think people are tired of the downtrend. I think a lot of people are ready. A lot of people have had money put aside for a while. The new year's coming around. Tax season's coming up. A halving's coming. A lot of bullish things are going to be happening to Bitcoin. The only thing that we haven't seen a whole lot of yet is a lot more retail investment coming into the market. But quite frankly with you guys, when we rallied to $14,000, we didn't have that either. So I think we can get at least up to $8,000 or $9,000 and really start kicking off that new rally with what we have right now. But like I said, don't get me wrong. I want to make it very clear. There is a potential for Bitcoin to come down to $7,300 before that happens. Anyway, one thing I also wanted to mention before we wrap the video out is the longs and the shorts. Because guys, this is getting a little absurd. Currently, 83% of total positions are long. That's nuts. Shorts are only making up 16% of the market. We have $300 million in longs and $62 million in shorts. One thing I do want to mention, though, is that BitMEX is not reporting right now on this website, so this may be a little bit skewed, but even without BitMEX reporting, these longs have increased, and the amount of people long on Bitcoin is significantly high right now. And like I said in yesterday's video, it's dangerous to just contradict the masses all the time. Sometimes they're going to be right, and honestly, we need buying pressure, so it's not a bad thing to see all those longs. We've fallen $600, and guess what longs have done? They've gone up. That's a sign of something, in my opinion. Now, look, guys, as far as short-term analysis is concerned, Bitcoin's setting a floor of support down around $7,840, and we are trending very quickly into it. This is probably going to break bearish before this video is even out, so don't get me wrong. When Bitcoin probably has a move to the downside in today's video, don't come crying to me and say, Jeb, you said Bitcoin's going to moon. That's not what I said. Bitcoin is probably going to have a correction today, and Bitcoin is probably going to be fine after that correction. That's what I said. This level of support around 77.5 is probably going to break. There's a halfway decent chance anyway that happens. So, look, don't get scared when it does. Just remember the long game. Bitcoin is looking okay right now. There's nothing to be worried about just yet. And look, this is why I told you in yesterday's video, it's not necessarily a good idea to go into a long position just yet, because Bitcoin's not just going to moon forever. Bitcoin needs a correction, and that's what we're getting. And look, there is literally nothing wrong with that. It's a very good thing that Bitcoin's having a correction. Like I said, this is one of the best things that could happen to Bitcoin right now, is for Bitcoin to correct a little bit and lock in those gains. So guys, with all that said, I've kind of made my point for this video. Bitcoin's looking fine, the consolidation is healthy, the correction is okay, and my coffee is getting cold, so I'm gonna have to go and fix that. But before we wrap the video out, guys, there is something else that I want to say. First of all, from the bottom of my heart, hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. No, but seriously, from the bottom of my heart, guys, there's something I've been wanting to say, and it's thank you. I mean, really, this channel's grown to over 30,000 subscribers in the last 2 years, and that is absolutely insane. I mean, there was a time 3 years ago or whatever, I'd be sitting in English class. A lot of you guys don't know this. I'm 19. I'd be sitting in AP English or something. I couldn't get anyone to listen to me. No one cared. And frankly, they had a reason not to care. But it kind of hurt. And no one really paid attention to the videos I did make, because you guys probably also don't know, this is the 4th YouTube channel I ever ran. The other 3 had less than 100 subscribers between them. But we've grown really massively here over the last 2 years, and I'm really looking forward to what the next 2 years can bring. And I really just want to thank you guys for your support, for hitting the referral links down below, like NordVPN, like we mentioned earlier, joining CT2A, joining the first cohort, supporting the channel. I mean, I never in my wildest dreams thought that the life I'm living now would have actually happened. I always wanted it to, but I never believed it actually would until it did. And that's because of you guys. I mean, I put the work in, but you guys supported it, and I really do just want to say thank you to everyone. And I also want everyone to go down in the comment section and just gush and gush and gush about how awesome Taylor is. Can you guys just do that for me, about how amazing Taylor is? Because I don't edit the videos anymore. Taylor is a full-time editor, and without her, these videos would not look as amazing as they do. She is dedicated, she is persistent, and she is in a completely thankless position, so we need to fix that, guys. I want a bunch of comments down below saying how awesome Taylor is. But anyway, guys, I just want to say that here at the end of the video because it really does mean a lot to me, and thank you. And also, one more thing, guys, that I want to mention, kind of building off of that concept, is something I've learned, especially over the last week or so, is that most things that seem irreparable, they can be fixed. Most relationships, most financial problems, most projects, most things that are physical, I mean, most things that are broken, they can be fixed, at least for you. Maybe they can't be fixed for the other person, but they can at least be fixed for you mentally or physically. Why do I say that? I say that because there's a lot of people, like especially in relationships, where something breaks, something bad happens, and people just want to throw in the towel, and they want to say, okay, screw it, I'm going to get a new one. Like, for example, a friend of mine had his phone break. It's a $1,000 phone. He actually has the same phone I do. I'm kind of worried about it. And instead of him, who is an engineer, by the way, fixing the motherboard problem, which maybe could have been done for an hour or two of work and maybe $100 in parts and labor or whatever, he bought a new phone. We live in an era where it's easy just to say, okay, the phone's broken, I'm going to get a new one. Okay, the computer's broken, I'm going to get a new one. Okay, my girlfriend doesn't work. Oh, my boyfriend, oh, this marriage isn't working. I'm just going to get a new one. I'm just going to give up and try again. But there's a lot of things that can be fixed if you just put in the work. And it's really dangerous to have the mentality of, oh, I'm just going to give up. Because sometimes when you get to the point where you need to fight and you need to be strong and you need to actually try and recover what you've lost for your sake, if not anyone else's, then you need to be able to fight, and you need to understand that that's really important to do. Because that's what I had to do to build this channel, and I'm glad I did it. And by the way, I'm not trying to lecture anyone. I'm not telling anyone how to live their lives, but I'm just putting my opinion out there because that's what you guys subscribe for. So if you don't want to listen to it, then you don't have to, but that's my 2 cents. Anyway, guys, that was enough rambling. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video out. But before I do want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.